ये ज्योति जग रही है, दुख धाम जलते जलते, दुख धाम जलते जलते। ये ज्योति जग रही है, ये ज्योति जग रही है, ये ज्योति जग रही है। चली गई है सारी चिंता, चली गई है, चली गई है सारी चिंता, चली गई है सारी चिंता। चिंता ये चुपके चुपके, चिंता ये चुपके चुपके। मुझे बाबा मिल गया है, मुझे बाबा मिल गया है। मेरे साथ चलते चलते, मेरे साथ चलते चलते। मुझे बाबा मिल गया है, मुझे बाबा मिल गया है। मेरे साथ चलते चलते, मेरे साथ चलते चलते। वही गीता बस गई है, वही गीता बस गई है। मेरा भाग्य बनते बनते, मेरा भाग्य बनते बनते। मुझे बाबा मिल गया है, मुझे बाबा मिल गया है। मेरे साथ चलते चलते, मेरे साथ चलते चलते, चलते चलते, चलते चलते, चलते चलते, चलते चलते।
Om Shanti. Good morning. Shall I start, Rakhi Ben, Amy Ben?
Yes, Manoj bhai.
Just make me co-host, please. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. So, welcome all of you to the Avyakt Murli Club. So, today we are revising about 3 different Murlis of the past week. And before we start,
Manoj bhai, your voice is very soft.
is it
Can you
very
speak
soft?
louder?
Okay. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So, before we begin, you all were seeing the video which was played, and it's such an auspicious day today. Let me just share the screen and show you what we are celebrating today worldwide, rather for the entire universe, I must say. Dadi Janki left her mortal coil 2 years ago on this day, and this day is celebrated as the day of spiritual awakening. And here we are practicing, or rather trying to inculcate that on this day and discussing all about the spiritual versions which we do every morning. So I was asked to speak a little bit about Dadi Janki as well, so let me start with that. Let this slide be on here. So Dadi Janki, I'll just speak about those days when she left the body. We were just going through it. India had just started the lockdown because of the COVID pandemic, and you all know it was the big Janta curfew on 22nd of March or 21st of March 2 years ago. And she is such a soul, so determined, and whatever she had in her thoughts, determined thoughts, Baba took care of those. She always said that not even a single penny should be spent on my funeral. And that's what happened, because the day when Dadi left the body, it was lockdown. No one could even think of coming to India or leaving India because all the flights were grounded, as all of you know very well. Then Dadi also said that this Dadi always used to say that there should not be a lot of people for my funeral. I mean, which she meant not only the expenses, but also she said that there should not be a lot of people in Madhuban as well, and that's what happened because no one was able to come. So she was a soul who actually also was in one way a conqueror of all the five elements, because as all of you know, March is like hot summers in India. But that night I think she left the body maybe early morning, 3 or 4 o'clock Amritvela time. So one night prior to that there was a lot of turmoil in the weather as well. So you know, this is the sign when the five elements also in one way are trying to cry in one way, like they also don't want the soul to leave the body. So there was a lot of um, stormy night was there, and it was so hot, but it started raining. It was unseasonal rains on that day, that night rather. And then next day morning, like the entire Mount Abu, particularly the hillside and that area up, it was like nice and cool. And they were saying that everything was cleaned, all the roads and all these were clean, nicely swept with all the rainwater. So she's such a soul. There are many specialities of Dadi Janki. What to say about her more? I think we can just, as we proceed with the Murli, we'll just, whatever in relation to the Murli, which Dadi was an embodiment of, we'll keep discussing. And I think I'm doing this with the first time with y'all. We normally just read the Murlis, but today y'all are supposed to interact. So I'll just stop speaking, and then y'all can just share your experiences and also about the Murli. And if there's any uh, doubt you want to get clarified or anything, any comments as well, you please feel free to speak. We are less number of people today, so you all can all have the chance to speak. So we are doing a revision of these three Murlis of the last week. I'll start with the first one. That's the March Murli, 27th March, 18th March 2008. And the title is, let's start with the title because we'll spend a minute on title also. That's the main what we call Mahavakya, that transform the reason into solution. That is in Hindi, Karan nahi do, Nivaran Swarup bano. And become a master bestower of liberation. Like become what is called Mukti Data. Liberation master is Mukti Data. So these are the two things. So can anyone give examples of what is this? That how should we convert from reasons to solution and become a master bestower that way? Anyone?
Om
Yeah,
Shanti.
Shanti.
By
Yeah.
remembering the 3 points, that I am a point, Baba is point, and the drama is a point.
Yes, perfect. So great. So anything, whatever happens in life, I just apply these 3 points. Easier said than done, but yes, we have to keep doing it. So how do I become a master bestower of liberation? इससे मुक्ति कैसे मिलती है? मुक्ति दाता कैसे हो जाते हैं हम? Any you want to give some life examples? I'm sure you all have started using the points of Murli in your daily practice, which will help you in applying all these. So what do you get liberated from?
We're applying this. One place that we get liberated from is waste thoughts.
Yeah.
Another thing which I could look at it is having any kind of uh, differences of opinion which comes in. Acceptance becomes easy instead of getting into the mode of complaining or blaming.
Right. So very well said. So we can apply this point for all the day-to-day conflicts which we have with people. We and sort of we don't want to enter into arguments, but we tend to enter into when we start discussing. People start having arguments. So that time, if I apply this point that whatever is happening, I'm just a detached observer. Apply those 3 points as Amy's sister said, and you will liberate yourself from getting stuck into that. So that's the reason you will become a master. liberator. And this way you are, once you get liberated, what you can also do, you can also help others in liberation. So therefore you become a bestower of liberation. So it's very deep. So this was of March. So Holi was celebrated. As you know, we celebrated 10 days ago Holi. So anyone can tell me what Baba says the spiritual significance of Holi? The three different meanings of Holi?
Om Shanti. I'm a pure soul, pure purity, and I belong to Baba. That's it. Holy means puri tarah se. And third is put the dot and make it all over and new beginnings. Om Shanti.
Yes, perfect. So actually I'll just stop sharing. It's all Dadi Janki's here. Yeah. So rightly said, there are many more meanings to Holi, but Baba says Holi is pure. Baba ki Holi means I am already one with Baba, I've become Baba's. And third is past is past. Holi, the baat ho gayi. So apply a dot as I all said before as well. In this Murli then Baba has also mentioned about three accounts of accumulation. So in Hindi we call it bachat ka khata. It's very important to I'll see how much we can cover of each Murli, and then we'll go on till 6, I think 6:10 or so. So we should try to spend some time on these three accounts, bachat ke khate. So if anyone can tell me the three accounts, and then we'll discuss in detail each account. How do we yeah, go ahead.
Economy in words, thoughts, and actions.
Sorry, say it again, Apurva Ben.
Words, thoughts, and actions.
So you mean to say these are the three accounts? That's what you're saying?
Economy, yeah.
Okay, fine. So in one way you're just trying to tell your treasures which are there, thoughts, words and actions. Account is something different, that Baba is saying to accumulate something. Yeah, Ramesh?
Powers.
Okay, we are actually speaking about from today's Murli. Have you all read today's Murli?
I would like to share here the three treasures Baba is talking about in this Murli. And these three treasures are treasures of the accumulation of efforts, blessings, and charity.
Okay, fine. So again, so let me just try to differentiate between treasures and accumulation. But Rakhi Ben is right, you have come to that. So there's a lot of overlap in between, so it doesn't mean you all are wrong. I mean, don't take me wrong that way. So Baba has listed out many treasures. So Apurva Bhen started with that. Ramesh Bhai also. Ramesh Bhai or Behen? Sorry, Mrs. Ramesh said, and Rakhi Bhen. So all of you mentioned that. That was correct. So your thoughts is a big treasure you have. We say in Hindi, Samay, Shwas, Sankalp, Shaktiyan. So Samay is time is a treasure. Shwas is all your breath. Each and every breath is a big treasure. Sankalp also is thoughts, as we said. And Shaktiyan, your powers. Then even your virtues are basically your treasure. So we get lot of all the attainments, praptiyan, what we say in Hindi, all the attainments become a big treasure house for us. So along with this, Baba has then mentioned that there are three accounts of accumulation. So this account is different. So like if you want to compare it in the Lokik world, you have a big treasure house. Like say you are having, I'll just take this example of say money, physical money which we have, the notes which we have at home. Say cash you have, or you have a lot of assets, you have a lot of property, you have a lot of jewelry. So all these are treasures which you have. So now when you go and open an account in the bank, a savings account, then that is called an account of accumulation, bachat ka khata. Therefore हम कहते हैं ना savings, बचत करना. So I'll just stop the traffic control just a moment. So coming to what alokik or rather parlokik accumulation of account is. So we have all these treasures which we discussed, all starting with Samay, Shwas, Sankalp, all those. So when we start accumulating these in the bank, in the alokik bank of Baba, then we get these three accounts which are there. So I'll tell you, it's easy to remember all these three words which Rakhi Bhen said. It's mentioned in the Murli. So first is self-effort, swa purusharth. I'll tell it in Hindi because it's easy to remember that way, and then I'll explain it to you in English. So swa purusharth se pralabdh ka khata. You can write it down if you want. Then second is punya ka khata, jo jama hota hai by doing lot of. So punya ka khata is account of charity. I'll explain you that, and which opens with lot of service which we do. And third is दुआओं का खाता, दूसरों को संतुष्ट करके. So I'll just cover the first one. Let us start with that. So swa purusharth se pralabdh ka khata, which means that whatever effort we are doing in this Brahman life, swa purusharth, it is for self, not for seva, because there are two things which Baba says. One is effort, swa purusharth, for self, and second is service. So whatever we do for ourselves in this Brahman life, whatever all the four subjects, knowledge, yoga, inculcation, dharana, and seva, all these which we do for self, that gets accumulated. It gets collected in the collective form, and that opens the FD, the what we call the fixed deposit, that opens as pralabdh. Pralabdh means Baba gives us return. And what return is that? In which two ages will we get the return of that? Any idea? Which two ages? Which two yugas of Swa Purusharth?
Right now in at conferences and in the golden age.
Okay, great. So it will be two ages. So we are doing a self-effort Swa Purusharth in confluence, but we get it in golden and silver age. So Satyug and Treta mein we say that FD. You know, in the Lokik world also, when we create an FD, so you put the money for 3 years, 5 years, and then after 3 or 5 years you get some amount. So same thing, whatever we do, no, first of all, get rid of this from your head, that oh, Baba is not giving me. Actually, Baba is not wanting to give anything. We ourselves are doing everything, and whatever little bit we do, it gets accumulated. Like we say, a piggy bank, everything gets accumulated, and you don't get those things now. You also get many other things. You get attainments of confluence age. I'm not going into that, that will be another big topic, but I'm speaking about in the pralabdh, what we say in Hindi, the return. So swa purusharth se pralabdh ka khata means that you get all these in the golden age and the silver age. And you know what do you get there? Basically your pad, which means your status. Whatever status is because you have done that in confluence. Then second is the account of charity, punya ka khata we say. So punya, charitable actions, they start happening in which age? Anyone? Which are the remaining two ages? From copper age. Yeah, Vinod. So in copper age, when obviously the purity decreases and we start going into body consciousness and the path of devotion starts, then we start seeking God, and then we really start doing a lot of dan punya. You know the difference between dan and punya. Dan is donation and punya is charity. So loosely speaking, we say donation and charity are the same things, but anyone wants to tell me what is the difference between donation and charity? Yeah, Rakhi Ben.
In simple words, if I speak about donation, is you probably will give something which is physical in nature and complete it. Charity is probably for a longer period of time. So I may give charity to develop an hospital or a school. That's simply that I understand. Maybe somebody can add on this.
Yeah, anyone wants to add on?
Om Shanti.
Yeah.
Charity is, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Charity, I feel charity is Guptadan. Just in one word.
So you mean to say hidden donation is charity? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good perspectives. Harpreet sister, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Om Shanti, brother. So what came to my mind was that when you donate, like Rakhi Ben said, like it could be in terms of physical money or food or something like that. But with charity, in the true sense, is when you do everything very holistically. You may do a combination of, with a very good feeling, with a very good spiritual connect. You may be donating physically or through your mind or through helping by talking to them or by guiding them, by donating physical, but the entire intention is very pure. It is not to get some the ego doesn't step in. It is not because you want to get some brownie points or you want to show to everybody that I donated. It is done with the real pure intention, pure thought, pure intention, and then you are serving. For me, that is the distinction. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. In addition to this, yes, like Rakhi's sister and Harpreet's sister said, donation is simply help the person with the monetary gains or whatever. But charity is empower that person to be self-sufficient so that he can earn more. I feel that way. Thank you.
Right, great.
Uh,
So, yeah, who's speaking?
yeah, Mrs.
Ramesh, yeah,
Ramesh.
Sandhya
Yeah,
Ramesh.
yeah. Donation, you can donate organs, right? But the same word cannot be applied for charity. That's why I was just thinking of
Wow,
charity
interesting.
is something in words of money or something, but when you say it for I want to donate my eyes or organs, you write the word donate. You apply the word donate.
Okay, interesting. Wow, beautiful answers. All of you, from your own perspective, are very right. It's not being. So when I say my perspective, I'm speaking about which I've heard from the seniors here, particularly Asha Didi from her talks, and even Brijmohan Bhai Sahab. Both of them are from ORC, Om Shanti Retreat Center. I'm sure you know these seniors now. So it is very simple. Doesn't mean your points are not right. So both of them are altruism. But particularly charity is from more altruistic attitude. Altruism, I hope you all know what I mean. It means that we do it with completely unconditional, no conditions on that, and totally niswarth. Yeah, sorry, Ruma, go ahead. You were saying something. Okay, so donation is to give the soul what they need. I mean, I'm sorry. Donation is whatever extra I have, I just keep giving it. So, for example, I give food, annadan, then I give clothes. If I have extra clothes, if I have extra money, I give money. So, that is simple donation. Whereas charity is something what that soul needs. When I give that, that becomes charity. So, for example, I'll give you an example here of charity, and then you can tell me whether it's charity or donation. So if someone is really very very thirsty and he wants water at that time, only water. So if you are having chappan bhog, which means you are having all sorts of different eatables, sweet dishes, all sorts of namkeen at home, you have all these extras and you give him that, will that soul be satisfied?
No.
No, right, because that soul wants, it's highly thirsty. It has maybe come from the hot summer outside and is just wanting water. And the moment that soul receives water, that becomes charity if you give water. So if you remember that in this season, particularly in the hot summers in India, there are pyaux. You know, pyau is, I don't know how to say in English, all those temporary places where people keep big earthen pots for serving water. So a person who is on the road can just come to the pyau, and it's something to drink from, take a glass of water and quench his thirst. So therefore they say that pani pilana, प्यासे को पानी पिलाना पुण्य का काम है. So do you feel you would be wondering that अरे पानी किसको दिया? How can, it's just such a simple job, but why is it called charity? That's the reason, because when a person who it could be just even a rich man who is sort of owning everything, but a rich person at that time when he's thirsty only wants that water, and even if you give him a lot of food he won't like that. So that is the difference between charity and donation. Nevertheless, having said that, whatever you all have said is perfectly fine, and it also could be, as you all were pointing out, about physical things and subtle things. So though water is a physical thing, it's a stool thing. It's not a subtle thing, but it can be a charity because that's what that person needs. So coming to the second account which I was speaking about, account of charity, that gets accumulated again through our service. And second is, it opens. When does it account open? In Satyuga and Treta, in the golden and silver age, you don't need charity. Why? Anyone? Why is there no charity in the first half cycle?
Because nothing lacks there. It's all
100%.
prosperity and everything is there.
Absolutely, yeah. So there you was this peace, purity, prosperity. So when things started lacking, when you start wanting, that word desire, want, when that starts coming in because of body consciousness, then this FD, which we say the FD of account of purity, starts opening. So whatever, remember, first we said was self effort, swapurshat. Second is seva dwara. The seva dwara, through service, whatever we accumulate is going in the account of charity. And that also FD starts opening. So we do lot of dan punya, lot of donation and charity from the first day of copper age. And the third, which beautifully Baba mentions here, is whenever we do service, through that service, when we are trying to be contented, because actually all these three murlis are some way or the other touching contentment, santushta. So in Hindi we say santushta dwara duaon ka khata. So this is the account which Baba says is the third one, where when you do serve other people through all things, mansa seva, through your thoughts, through money, then through your words you are giving them gyan or knowledge, then through your actions you are doing some things by which they get contented with you. And contentment is such a feeling, you can experience that, you have experienced that as well, that when you are contented with someone, automatically your mind starts feeling good, and the energy which you radiate for that person, you say, हाँ कितना अच्छा है ये, कितना अच्छा है इसने मेरे लिए किया, and then they start giving you blessings. That is called dua. Dua means, in English we call it blessings. So Dadi Janki, I remember here suddenly, Dadi Janki used to always say that don't do anything. If you are not able to do any self effort, fine, swapurushat. Don't do any service also, fine. But at least just what you do is, through any of the portals of Mansa Seva or little bit of knowledge or etc., just start making other people feel contented. And if you can make others contented, then your effort will become very fast, because when they start giving you blessings, this account of blessings, the more and more you accumulate, it will really help you to proceed to the flying stage. So that's what Dadi Janki used to say. So I hope these three accounts are clear. And remember, all these murlis now, as we start from 2005-6 onwards, at the end, Baba always used to do some mind drill. So here also Baba was trying to do a mind drill, which is, Baba used to say, okay, now all of you in 1 second go in the flying stage. 1 second practice the 5 forms, the drill of 5 forms, etc. So this way Baba was trying to help us practice developing our stage. Because when we are listening to Baba, we are more in the expanse of knowledge. But at the same time, Baba is saying, now from the expanse, go into the essence, my dear child. Go into the drill mode and try to be focused on one thought, because that is what is needed in the end. Then coming to the Holi, to the Murli of the second one, which is of 2nd April 2008. Here Baba mentioned that you have to become an authority of experience in all 4 subjects. So I wanted you all to give me a few examples of all these 4 subjects, and how do you become an authority of experience, which Baba says Anubhav ki authority. It's mentioned in the Murlis in some way, so you all can just start saying that. So first is knowledge. So what should you be when you're practicing the subject of knowledge? What will happen? What Anubhav will you get or experience?
We come to know about the new things.
Okay. So when I say Swarup means, Baba is saying that you become an embodiment of something. So you start, knowledge is a subject when you start understanding, and when you start understanding, Baba says you become an embodiment of light and might. So you not only become, in the sense, light means prakash, that is the not physical light, but you're getting the understanding, that is light, the knowledge, light of knowledge. And second light, might, is might, you become powerful, because they say knowledge is power. So light and might, being an embodiment of that, is through the subject of knowledge. Second subject is yoga. So through yoga, what do you become?
Become pure.
Great. So you become pure. So Baba says two words, clean and clear. So, and very beautiful words. It reminds me of that. I think clean and clear is a face wash. So it just took me there directly, because its advertisement is there that your skin becomes clean and your complexion becomes clear, blah blah, all that things to do with the skin. But what does Baba say here? क्या होना चाहिए? Clean and clear for what? Which two faculties? What should be clean? What should be clear? Mm-hmm.
It's intellect.
Okay, Seema, thank you. Intellect should be what? Clean or clear?
Clear.
Okay.
Clear.
Great.
Actually,
And,
both. I don't know. Actually,
but
it's
you're
like
right. It is, you're right. Acha chauka laga. It is clear intellect, right? And what should be clean? Actually, we covered the
mind. Mind.
yes,
Mind should be
mind. Yes,
clean.
actually, we just had the Now Values workshops yesterday on cleanliness. We covered a lot on this. So when you are doing a lot of yoga, what happens? All the kachra really comes out. I mean, you really start becoming pure, as Vinod Bhai said. But when we say pure, it's a nice subtle virtue, purity, a very prime virtue of the soul. But if you look at it on a physical level, we say that the mind starts becoming clean. And what is the difference between cleaning and cleansing? Again, two English words, English jargon. Anyone? Mm-hmm.
Cleaning is just visual, घर साफ कर दिया है. Cleansing is internal cleansing, detoxifying.
Yeah, perfect. So cleaning is on a very superficial level and cleansing is at a very deeper level. And usually, though the people use it, I mean, otherwise that they say cleansing of the body, but really it's something internal. So it's basically cleansing the mind. And as you know from the two faculties, the mind and the intellect, which is more strong?
Intellect.
Intellect. So as Seema Behan said, the intellect should be clear. So you know, intellect is like my lens, like the glasses which we are wearing, if anyone is wearing glasses. So if the glasses are tainted, that's what I'll be looking through that. So my inner conscience is also called intellect. And then in one way, my sanskars also, through those sanskars I see the world. So and you know, intellect, the function of the intellect is to make decisions and also to visualize. So if my intellect is not clear and if my mind is not clean, then I won't be able to succeed in Brahman life as well. So yoga, all the whatever meditation we do, it helps us in becoming the authority of cleanliness and clarity, clean mind and clear intellect. The third subject, so I'm just trying to discuss the authorities of experience. Then third one which we have, the third subject is dharana, inculcation. So to dharana, when I inculcate, what do you become? Anyone?
Can I give an
Anubhav ki
example?
authority?
Yeah, please go ahead. Anyone, either Seema or Ramesh. Yeah.
No, I said Anubhav ki authority you become.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're actually speaking about Anubhav ki authority for all the four subjects. So maybe you can just give an example. Sandhya, Ramesh, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I just a thought came to me. A teacher is one who's got knowledge, but a good teacher is one who has got knowledge and experience, which she explains it with the example.
Right. So knowledge.
That's the same applies in engineer and a good engineer, doctor and a good doctor.
Right. Great. So you have applied an adjective. So knowledge is translating into experience and wisdom, maybe. Right. Okay. Yeah. Someone else was saying something. Okay. So I'll give you an example here. That rather example. Baba says inculcation of what? What does Baba want us to inculcate? Any idea? You took that word.
Virtues.
Yes, it's virtues and what?
Values and knowledge.
दिव्य गुणों की धारणा, दिव्य गुणों की.
Okay, you're coming there closer. So values is same as virtues. You can say, though they are different things. I won't go in that. But values is
Yeah.
mulya, virtues is guna. Yeah. So Baba says you have to inculcate three things. As Anshu's sister said, knowledge. Second is virtues, and what is the third one, which we keep coming in the murlis all the time? Powers.
Powers.
Yeah. So knowledge, virtues, and powers. So Baba says become an authority of all these three. So as Sandhya sister was saying that we say engineer, but good engineer. So maybe when you are an engineering student, you are just an engineer, but when you start practicing it, you become a good engineer. So applies for other professions. So when we start using all these virtues and powers in our life, then we become an embodiment. See, I was telling you have to come up with the word of embodiment. So embodiment of virtues and embodiment of powers. And that really makes us feel another word which Baba says, double light. So you feel not only the embodiment of light inside, but also a second light is flying. Something which is light will fly. And the fourth is when you start doing service, what do you become? Which was Dadi Prakash Mani's slogan. I've given you a big hint.
निमित्त निर्माल वाणी, instrument, and निमित्त निर्माण and निर्माण चित. I think it was
So
that.
yeah, so Nimit, Nirmal Vani and Nirman Chit. So, and also along with this, when you start doing service, if you do all these three, no, I'll come to that. What happens? You become very humble. And Niswarth. What is Niswarth? Selfless service. That's what Baba wants us to do. Selfless and unconditional. Absolutely no condition that Baba, yes, I'm doing this for you. Baba, you have to give me in golden age. We can't tell Baba that, because whatever we are doing here, we are doing it for self actually. And to whatever our intellect and our mind, whatever we are doing, we are actually claiming our status right away accordingly. So we have to be absolutely selfless. You have to be an embodiment of these three things. Humility, you have to be humble, unconditional, and then you have to think that you are a nimit, because you know this ego, this ahankar that I am doing comes in this fourth subject, service, because knowledge, yoga and inculcation, usually that ego doesn't creep in. But when you are in service, ego creeps in. I am doing this. Then second thing what creeps in is comparison, competition, criticism. All these I call them the C, the three vicious C's, they creep in. So to be away from all these, remember this slogan, Nimit. I am an instrument. I just can't do anything. Baba is solely using me to do. I think the clock is ticking to 6:10. So should we maybe stop after this, or we'll go on till 6:15? I'll finish this. So
You can go on to 15, Manoj.
6:15, yeah. So all these three which Dadi Prakashmani used to mention, let us just cover that. So what does an instrument do? So think of an instrument like I just give like this example. Take a juicer, mixer, grinder, JMG you have at home. It is an instrument, right? Which means it will help you do all that. You can make juice, etc., grind, whatever. Now that instrument is of no use if there is no dash.
Energy.
Power.
Yes, राखी अंशु बहन बोलो, अनम्यूट किया था. और कुछ?
Current.
Okay, and राखी बहन?
Same. There's no charge. If there's no charge,
Power.
गुड. आप सब ने 4 वर्ड्स बोले, अच्छा लगा मुझे वो सुन के. अब मैं सोच रहा था ये क्या बोलेंगे वर्ड्स, देखते हैं. बिकॉज विनोद भाई ऑलरेडी सेड एनर्जी, देन संध्या सेड पावर, अंशु सिस्टर सेड करंट, and Rakhi Bhen said, I think you also said something with C. I forget that. Charge, yeah, perfect. So all these four closely relate to electricity, right? If there is no electricity, that instrument is of no use. So take this corollary and apply it to spiritual life. So the moment I feel, अरे मैंने ये अच्छी सेवा की, मैंने सेंटर पे ये किया, I did this, I did that. So Baba says, oh my dear instrument, come back. You are just an instrument. If there is no current, no electricity, no charge, no energy, you're of no use. So what is that charge, electricity, current, etc., whatever you all are saying? How do we apply it in spiritual life, this nimit? Mm-hmm.
Everything
Rakhi.
is in Baba's seva. When the
Mm-hmm.
thought is,
Yeah. Okay.
it's in Baba's service.
Param unlimited
Param is
power.
supreme, unlimited is behad. Okay, fine. Yeah, so what you should apply that will help you in becoming nimit is Karan Karavan Har Ki Smriti. The awareness that yes, I am just an instrument, Baba is just using me. Because when Baba sees that some soul is doing their job very very nicely, selflessly, usko Baba udata hai. There are many examples of many sisters and brothers who say that Baba is just like making me fly in service, because Baba sees your specialities. Baba sees all those what we said, knowledge, yoga and dharana, inculcation. We saw all those authorities, and then Baba will just use you in service. So Nimit, then Nirmal Vani. Again, Nirmal is something we should have a clean. Uh, we said a clean attitude, which is important, but your Vani, your words also will become not thorns. Whatever you speak, then people will really start liking it. Nirmal Vani, Nimit, and Nirman Chit. So the third one is Nirman, a beautiful word. Nirman is again without any ego, which means humility, a sheer humble instrument. So not only just an instrument, but I am a humble instrument of Baba. So the more and more in your, and you can only document this in the area of service. And service mindful is a big subject, service through many aspects. So the more you are an instrument, the more you are selfless, the more you are unconditional, and also, as I said in the end, humility. So this is what in the end Baba said about all these four aspects. And let me just take one word from the Murli of, I think it was 10th October 2008. I want you all to elucidate on this. Baba says the topic is jewel of contentment and spread the light of contentment. This is a beautiful virtue, contentment. Anyone wants to speak a few words on this, what Baba is saying on contentment? Yeah,
It's
Seema.
like, yeah, it's like when he says, Ichha matram avidya, desireless, becoming desireless.
Right, great. So a
It's the
soul, yeah, sorry. Go ahead,
it's
go ahead.
the it's the last step for liberation, like, right? Contentment. If you are fully contented, only then you are liberated. Only then you can be liberated.
Right. So
we
contentment is, yeah, go ahead, Vinod.
we experience a sense of fulfillment. There is smile on the face. There's no anxiety of what else is left for me, and rest of the people also feel light and happy that yes, it's okay, things are going good. That sense of a feeling.
Right. So all of you are
One
right
more
in.
thing is, Baba mila, sab kuch mila.
Hmm.
So it's a symbol of happiness in very simple words. When you're content, you're very happy. But in my previous Murli also, we had a discussion on this, but we also have to be an effort maker. So sometimes the word contentment should not be misunderstood to mean that you'll stop making effort, but doing it happily without any disturbance is when you truly are content, but yet you continue with the effort. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, I would like to add for the contentment. Contentment, what I feel that in Purushottam Sangam Yoga, we all are aspiring to aspiring for Purusharth and doing it continuously. We are not content with our Purusharth, but in Satyuga, we are really content because we are Sola Kala Sampurna Nirvikari Maryada Purushottam Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. That can maybe stated as the real contentment. Rather, in the Purushottam Sangam Yoga, we do Purusharth, that we continuously aspire to gain new heights. So contentment may be taken it as a sense of fulfillment, sense of being Sampurna. That's what I feel. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Um, Curtailing your desires one by one. By curtailing your desires, you can become an embodiment of contentment.
Om Shanti, in addition to this, contentment comes when you accept everyone around you and you cooperate with everyone. And that's how you become solution sarup and you remain content and spread that content wave for everyone. Thank you.
Interesting. Contentment is a topic which is very favorite, I think. So I think all these three Murlis, every Murli Baba mentioned about contentment. So thank you all of you all for your sharings. And I think Baba speaks about getting 4 certificates of contentment. Santushta ka certificate. Anyone wants to quickly say those 4 certificates?
स्वयं से परिवार से सेवा से and one more maybe it's from Baba.
Baba say, yeah.
Okay, someone named Baba also Turant joined, so you can get answers from just looking at the screen also. Okay, so Swayam say self satisfaction. Satisfaction is a word which is slightly at a lower level rather than content. Contentment is something overall. Satisfaction is something little bit less than that. So with the self, with the Brahmin family, or with all your contacts who are in close connection with you. Third is from Baba, and fourth is from, you all forgot that actually. Others and Seva remains the same. Fourth is drama. You'll have to be contented with drama, because as all of you keep saying that, applying the full stop, full stop. So a contented soul only can easily apply a full stop in a moment. Great. So thank you all of you for your sharings and so actively participating. I think we can now proceed to the meditation.
Yes, Manoj bhai.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just give you some, I won't give you a commentary. I'll just give you what we say a lakshya for some sort of aim and object, some points, and then you can just have your own commentary inside, because it is good that when you sit with Baba, you make sure that it's your own commentary. It's not listening to someone else's commentary, because that is their song. Song means not that Hindi song, I mean to say it's their chit chat with Baba. So let's create our own chit chat and have our own commentary. Okay, so so let's sit back, relax. Visualize yourself to be this beautiful jewel of contentment, Santusht Mani. Look at yourself and ask yourself, since coming to knowledge and getting Baba, whatsoever, how many ever years you may be in knowledge, look at your Brahmin life. And start counting your blessings. What have I achieved after achieving Baba? It will be a big list of attainments. Try to jot down all those attainments. and see for yourself can anyone else, can any bodily being, Dehadhari, in your entire lifetime from now, can such any bodily being give you all these attainments which Baba has given you? Any close relative? And I'm sure the answer would be a big no. So Baba, this beautiful energy, the supreme energy, He's not only giving me just for the confluence age, but He's helping me to accumulate for future as well. And as He says in Murli's, my dear child, not only for 21 births, but the entire Kalpa, all the 84 births, you remain contented and full all the time. And look yourself standing at the crossroads of the mid-cycle, that is end of Silver Age and the beginning of Copper Age. I am still full of all attainments, but I forget. And what do I forget? My basic identity of being a soul. And that's where the problem starts. And then I just keep hunting for God outside. And it's only at the end of that half cycle, the end of the Iron Age, as per the drama, Baba then descends and again gives me everything. Every kalpa again. So what a beautiful feeling this generates inside me. That it's only this one being who's giving me all these things. And He won't be there for a long time, by which I mean the confluence age is just about to end soon. So let me grab this opportunity and make the most of it. Baba, the word when we say, such a beautiful word, and the energy which goes with the word Baba. So whatever little bit period of confluence age is remaining, Let me make the most of Baba's company for that period of time. Because it is only after 5,000 years, after one entire kalp, I'll be meeting him again. So with this one beautiful thought of being contented with whatever I have now in this Brahmin life, let me just cherish these moments with Baba, forgetting all the small things happening to me on a daily basis. And let me just keep repeating inside Baba, Baba, and nothing else but Baba. Om Shanti. Yes, so thank you all of you. Om Shanti. Any closing comments,
Om
Rakhi Ben?
Shanti.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Manoj Bhai. Thank you all of you and see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Have a blissful day.
Om Shanti, I just had one small point, brother, and
Mhm.
all the organizers. This is a wonderful thing that we are doing as Manthan. So thank you, everyone. Just one small input. If we can list some of our doubts and give it in advance and actually put that into the churning, I think that will be an additional way of the study group to evolve. Om Shanti.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think I missed one thing that happened during the meditation. I don't know, Seema Behan is there. You had the question about the drill. I think it's very valid that we take your question. We didn't get time for that actually. Yeah.
Yes, it's a small question like Baba says in the drill. सब आत्माओं को लाइट दो, साकाश दो, शक्तियां दो. So is it Gyan, Gun, Shaktiyan? What does he mean by light? Light is Gyan, and Sakash is what? And Shaktiyan, of course, we know.
Actually, it encompasses everything. So when we say light, we say double light, and we discussed whatever light, might, everything. So it's basically that vibration, that feeling. So when I am situated in soul consciousness, and that beautiful energy, I really don't need to do anything. Automatically from me, the radiation, whatever radiates, will be all these beautiful seven core virtues, all the eight powers, all that will start radiating from me. That we call Sakash. Because when we say Prakash, it's Hindi word for light, and Sakash is all these vibrations which you are giving. So it is everything. It is not only knowledge, it is all the virtues, all the powers. So it's everything, yeah.
All right. So it's
Okay, yeah.
the combination of Gyan, Gun,
Yes,
Shaktiyan, right?
everything, yeah,
Everything
yeah.
comes.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything what Baba has given me, because I am so contented, so full, and a full vessel will start over. I mean, it will just overflow from a vessel which is full, right? So that's the concept, that I just keep giving, and the thought doesn't come that I am giving. No, I am just connect. Yeah, this is a one thing which we have to be very careful of while doing Mansa Seva. Sometimes we create this thought. I am giving. My God, this I is a big misnomer, or it's a big ahankar coming in between. So what we do is we just situate ourselves in soul consciousness. We are connected to Baba. Remember this. We are not connected to the other souls. The moment I am a soul, I am connected to the Supreme Soul, I am in this beautiful soul consciousness, then automatically things will start radiating from me. And I can just create one thought that yes, I'm sitting on the globe, maybe on the top of the globe, etc., whatever you all want to do in your commentaries, and Baba is using me. I am just the instrument, and all the energy is coming from Baba. I am just in between as a medium, and Baba is using me to send it everywhere. But beware of this word I am giving, because I can't give. I am not the bestower, it's Baba. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very nicely explained, Manoj Bhai, as to how to use Akash. It's keeping Baba in between, and then through Baba is what everything happens. Thanks for giving the clarity.
Yes, Sister Rakhi and Manoj brother, beautifully expressed. In addition to that, I was just thinking, if I hand over my mind and intellect to Baba and just be a puppet, he uses me and I become Bap Saman, and that he does everything, nothing I have to do. I have to be just connected and just hand over fully my mind and intellect to him. Thank you.
True. And someday we'll see how when it happens in the divine drama, we'll discuss something about Mansa Seva sometime in future. Some pitfalls which we have in Mansa Seva while doing Mansa Seva. Okay, fine. Thank you. I think it's 6:32.
Yeah, and before we close the session, acknowledge Harpreet Ben for your suggestion, and also Manoj Pai. That's a beautiful point that you brought in. Let's look at in drama how we will definitely take some actions to look at how we inculcate these two suggestions which came from both of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.